back again. I'm so glad we get to do video number 4 now. We're going to learn how to put a character that you draw into a setting. Because after all, we're all in settings. You know what a setting is? A setting is the stuff you see around you. So the setting I'm in is in a studio. I'm in my studio right now. But you're in a classroom. So your setting is the classroom. What happens if you go to the pool? The setting is the pool. Oh, there's Tex. We're supposed to be quiet when we see Tex, right? Okay. So we're going to do some settings. And we're going to have fun because you can't tell the story if you don't put your character in the setting. Okay? And we're going to learn how to illustrate some words in this video. So this is a very important lesson. I want everyone to pay attention, and I want you to be quiet when it's time to be quiet. And you can talk sometimes when your teacher says you can. Okay? And you can raise your hands. Alright. So let's put our characters in a setting.
In this lesson, we will learn to use shadows and settings. Will you read this with me, please? Here we go. In this lesson, we will learn to use shadows and settings. Thank you. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 3 characters. Now, my question to you is, which one is highest in the air? Well, we don't know because none of them have shadows. We got to give our characters a shadow to tell what part of the ground they're on. That guy's on the ground. But if the shadow is below the character like this character's up in the air. And so is this one. Now, which one is highest in the air? You're right, the middle one. Good job. Ooh, look who's coming. We gotta be quiet, remember? So quiet. Okay, all eyes up here. Pencils down. I want you guys to watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put some characters in a setting. This is a neighborhood setting, so there's houses. And things that are further away are smaller. And things that are closer are bigger. And everything gets a shadow. Okay? So here's a little guy back here, but because he's far away, he's small, and he gets a shadow. Things that are closer to you, like this guy, are bigger, and they get a shadow too. Okay? So now it's going to be your turn. I want you to have a pencil and a piece of paper, and I want you to draw a character and put him in a setting, maybe a neighborhood setting like this. Okay? All right, it's your turn. Make sure you don't forget the shadows. Okay, guys, all eyes up here. Okay, this is going to be a fun one. We're going to take a character, and we're going to put him in an indoor setting. So he's going to be inside this time. Now, you may already know how to do this, but I'm going to show you anyway, and you might just learn something new. The first thing I want to do is draw a line through his legs. Yep, right through. So you draw real light. Remember to draw real light because you can erase it later. And then I'm going to make this rectangle that goes over top of him. And that's the first thing to putting him in a room. The next thing is to draw diagonal lines. Now, you're not drawing yet. You're just watching up here, okay? And we're all very respectful and quiet. Okay, once I have the room, I can put other things in it. Now, this could be any kind of room. This could be a bedroom. It could be an office, right? It could be the kitchen. But this one is, what kind of room do you think this is? Well, it's got a couch. So I think those of you who said a living room, you're right. Front room, living room. Okay. I think this living room is going to need a window, so I can put that in there. And I think that most people that have a living room have a TV set, right? So I'm going to draw a TV stand here. But in your living room or in your bedroom or whatever room you decide to draw, you can put anything in there you like. And the character you draw can be anything. It could be an animal, it could be a girl, it could be a boy, a man, a woman, an alien, it could be a monster, whatever you want to draw, a superhero, okay? But we always remember we put the shadows in, right? Okay, because shadows are what puts things on the ground, right? So they're not floating up in the air. So I just want you guys to know that you can draw any kind of room you want, but the most important thing, if you're going to learn how, is to try to follow what I did and draw that line, light line through his legs and make a rectangle around your character first. And if your teacher wants to rewind the video a little bit and show you again, she can. Okay? All right. You guys have fun, and I'll see you back here. Okay, all eyes up here. Now, in this exercise, I just want you to watch, and I'm going to draw a pool scene. How many of you have gone to swim at the pool? Raise your hand. But don't say it out loud. Just raise your hand. That's right. That's good enough. Okay. So I'm going to start with the oval shape for the pool. Did you see that? And I'm going to start putting in all kinds of things that I think I would see when I was at the pool the last time. So I got the pool. I've got a chair. I've got an umbrella. There's a diving board. There's a person in the back. Put a person in the pool. Look what I did there. Okay, if you only show a half person and you put some waves in front of them, they look like they're inside the pool. Did you see that? That's how you can make somebody... Look at this guy. He's diving in. So he's kind of upside down. Another one, we'll just show a half a person, and we'll put some waves in front, and then they look like they're inside the water, standing up. What's this? Raise your hand if you know. That's right. Okay, so I left a bunch of things out of my pool scene, and I want you guys to do a pool scene and think of things that you might see at the pool, okay? Okay, I'm working on a book right now, and these are some pictures, some drawings from that book, and it's about some penguins that go to the beach. Look at all the things I drew that I'm going to put in my beach scene at the end of the book. So this isn't the scene right here. This is just, these are just objects that I'm going to put in there. And look at my little penguins there. Okay? That's fun, huh? Going to the beach. Okay, everybody's got to be quiet. Oh, look, there's text. Shh. And look at, this is the final scene for my beach scene. Look, you can see palm trees. You can see sailboats, sailboards, or surfboards, kites. What else do you see? Yeah, that's kind of neat, huh? So illustrators put objects in the scene. Okay. Okay, all eyes up here. Okay, I'm going to read this paragraph to you. On Saturday, I went to my brother's birthday party. My family was there. We ate cake and gave him presents. My favorite part was hitting the piñata. Okay, will you guys help me read it? All together. On Saturday, I went to my brother's birthday party. My family was there. We ate cake and gave him presents. My favorite part was hitting the piñata. Okay, so I'm going to do an illustration of this scene, and I want you guys to watch, and I'm only going to illustrate the last sentence because there's too much happening in here to put it all in one picture. So sometimes you have to choose what you're going to illustrate and what you're going to leave out. So I'm going to illustrate my favorite part was hitting the piñata. Okay, all eyes up here again. And I've sped this up. So I don't normally draw this fast, but I sped up the video so that you wouldn't have to wait too long. And look, I made that little box that goes through the legs of the character in the foreground. And I'm drawing other characters because when you have a birthday party, you have friends that come over. And look, there's the piñata in there. And there's a couch in the background. Ooh, and the guy in the in the picture that has what does he have on his face? Across his face. That's right, it's a blindfold, huh? Okay, everybody needs to be quiet. Okay. Look, there's balloons and streamers and presents, and everybody's having a good time. And now what I want is when your teacher's ready, you guys can try to do your own scene. And maybe your teacher wants you to do a party scene, and maybe your teacher wants you to do a different kind of scene. But hopefully, through watching this, you've learned how to put your characters into a scene better.
Wasn't that fun? I want you to raise your hand. You do it like this. That's what I used to do. Raise your hand if you feel like you understand how to put your character into the setting better now. If you feel like you can draw more of the settings around the characters, do you feel like you can do that? That's awesome. That's great. Now, the only thing you need to do is practice, because practice makes perfect. Practice means you'll get better. And you want to get better, don't you? Who knows what could happen when you get better? Okay, that's the end of video number 4. Sorry. We got one more video, and that's learning how to color your scene. Okay? So, when your teacher wants to, that's going to be the time to join me for video number 5, and we'll put the character in the scene. Okay? Alright, until later. Bye-bye. Tex says goodbye. Bye.